Guilty Gear Strive. Teach me.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Teach Me, where the pro players teach me how to play Guilty Gear Strive. We have SQuirrel, SQ, that's going to teach us RAM, so I hope you lot enjoy this. SQ is a very, very talented RAM player, so it was only right to get SQ on to do this episode. So, SQ, let's talk about the archetype of RAM.
So, Ram is a character who excels by using her great pokes to kind of control the neutral game, push the opponent towards the corner, and once she has them there, she has amazing corner pressure. So her game plan is kind of bullying the opponent with her better normals that a lot of characters have trouble to deal with, and get them to the corner and just kind of run them over once she gets them there.
Negative penalty.
Okay, cool. Alright, so with the key moves, can you explain what the key moves are? Start with the normals, the specials, and then the supers.
So Ram has a couple of normals I think are very important. She has her Far Slash and her 5H. These are going to be the buttons you press the most in neutral, just as they have so much range, the hitbox is great on them. She also has her JS, which is another good normal to just kind of poke at people, outspace them. And then she has her 6P, which is her main anti-air. This move is very fast, has very low recovery, and it's just a very reliable anti-air. So between just having your good pokes, having your good jump normal, and your anti-air, you can just kind of use those to box people out and start pushing them towards the corner, like I was saying earlier. For special moves, her main one I think that you're going to want to take note of is her Sword Toss. It's a 236H. This move is incredibly important to her toolkit because if you are near the corner, it will actually convert into a full combo on hit. So just like this, you'll be able to just run up and combo off of it just like that, even from full screen. Even if I throw it from all the way downtown, I can still run up and combo off of it as long as it puts them in the corner. The other thing that's nice about it though is on block, if you're in the corner and you're blocking it, it's also plus on block. So this makes it very important for corner pressure because she can actually just keep looping it just like this. So the opponent has to really know what defensive options they have to prevent you from just looping that type of pressure. So from it just being a full screen fireball to it being a combo tool to it being a pressure tool, it really does everything you need it to do, and it's the most important special move in her kit by far. The other special move I want to make note of real quick though is she has Daro. This move on hit will leave them standing if they're standing when you hit them with it. It leaves her slightly advantageous, so this will often be what you'll do off your Far Slash 5H. You're a little bit plus here. It's not like a knockdown or anything, but you get to take your turn off of it. And on air hit, it's actually a launcher, so you can combo off of it just like this. So it's kind of a combo ender if they're standing, and it's a combo tool if they're already in the air off of something like a sweep or off of like a 2H that'll launch them. And you can just convert off of it that way. So those are the two most important special moves.
Okay, and then we'll talk about the supers.
So for her supers, her 236S super, this is a invincible super. It's frame 1 invincible. It's very fast and it's very big. Even from like this far away, it'll hit. It does a lot of damage. It's invincible. It's big. It's fast. It's a very good reversal. It is unsafe on block, obviously. If your opponent baits it, they can punish you for it. But it is just a very strong reversal to have because it covers so much space. It's very hard to bait. They pretty much have to just block it if they want to bait it.
Okay, cool. And she has one more, right? With like the full screen beam.
Yeah. I don't know if you want me to talk about that one because it's actually not very good. You almost never use it, but I can if you want me to.
Can you? I see. Like there was one RAM that I played against that done the Roman cancel with it. So they done the full beam and then they just done Roman cancel, tried to go on the other side.
Yeah, you can use that to like if you have 100 meter, you can do like, whoops, you can do something like this, and then just take your turn if you have 100 meter that way. The important thing about the super is like, so if you don't have your swords after tossing them and you do the super, it actually brings them back to you.
Oh, wow.
So you'll get them back that way. That's the only way to like force them to come back to you outside of going over to them and just picking them up. Otherwise, you have to wait for them to come back.
Yeah, no, definitely. I feel like that was useful. But in terms of like the actual move, maybe not.
Yeah, it really doesn't have any like good uses. Like the fact that it brings your swords back sounds useful, but there's almost never a time where you can like really do that. Because the super, even from full screen, is unsafe on block.
Hmm.
So like I don't know, most Rams don't ever use it, so I wasn't going to talk about it.
Oh, okay. No, I think it's definitely good to include that part. I feel like it. I didn't know what it was used for, and I feel like for the viewers, they probably could know that now that it's not really useful. So I think
Yeah,
it's
I guess informing people that it's not useful is important too.
yeah. All right, cool. So we'll go on to Roman cancel. So what are the top 5 Roman cancels for Ram?
So there's a couple different ways that you can use Roman cancel with Ram, and it depends on like whether you're trying to win neutral with Roman cancel, whether you're trying to extend a combo, trying to do a mix up. A really common use that you'll see from a lot of Ram players is using her 214H and then Roman canceling it. This move is so big, you can actually do it from like even this far away, and it'll make the opponent have to block. This is a great way to just get your turn started. If you really just want to get in there and start your pressure, this move is very hard to deal with because it just has so much range. The opponent would have to try to jump over it, and it even hits pretty high up. So it's just a hard move to get around. So you can use that to get your turn started. If they get hit by it, you can just like combo off of it even. So it's just a good move to really get in there and just like if you have meter to spend and you're not sure what to do with it, you can just do that. It's a good way to use meter. Um, for combos, so like if you're gonna be doing this a lot, if you can get hit by this,
Okay.
if you're gonna get hit by this, you can just extend off of this super easily with something like this. Being able to just combo Daro into RC, you can really do whatever you want afterwards. This is the most common way you're gonna spend your meter for combos, just to convert your farther buttons.
Oh wow. So just to ask a question about that. So usually it will keep you standing, but when you cancel, it will make you float.
Yeah, so if you notice when you ever get hit by Daro, it actually does like kind of pop you up for a second. It's like this weird like float state that'll put you in, and if you RC off of that, you can actually hit them airborne.
Oh, so you float when the Roman cancel, but then when you don't Roman cancel, they'll just stand.
Yeah, because basically since you're using the Roman cancel, you can actually hit them while they're floating. Normally you wouldn't be able to do that because you're still recovering from the move. So another way you can use RC is actually to extend your pressure. So if the opponent is blocking, you can use her 214P. This is actually a Rekka series. So you can do 214P, 214P, 214P. And normally this move isn't super great. I don't really recommend people really worry about this move too much if they're just starting out with Ram. But it is a good way to just extend your pressure if you want to. If you're pressuring your opponent and you're just like, I want to stay in there, you can just do the whole Rekka series and then start your turn from that, or continue your turn rather. The rest of the move is like pretty confusing on how you actually want to use it, but if you have 50 meter, you can just do all 3 hits and then RC it. It's a good thing to push your opponent towards the corner because, like I was saying earlier, that's really where Ram wants her opponent. So you just see how much corner carry you get from just doing this, and you put them all the way in the corner from that. So it's good to just extend your pressure if you have meter to burn.
Okay, cool. And then the next two, I'm assuming the next two are gonna be hard.
Yeah, so the next 2 uses are like mix-ups if you want to go for that are a little bit more difficult, but are very fun and very rewarding to do. So the first one I'm going to show is actually using purple Roman cancel, and it's a throw setup. So if you do something like this, you can actually throw the opponent before the sword hits them and then combo off the explosion.
Whoa.
So this is a little tricky to time because, especially in a block string, you're going to want to delay the sword toss. So you're using 236H here, and what you're doing is you're basically PRCing forward. You're going to drift forward with the PRC, just like this. And then you're able to just combo off the explosion. And this is really tricky because the opponent can't jump or anything. If the opponent tries to jump after the PRC, they'll just get hit by the sword toss. The only thing they can do is try to tech the throw. And if they're going to try to tech the throw, all you have to do is, like, if I was to do something like this, all I have to do is jump, and I'll bait the throw attempt. So it's basically a 50-50. They have to guess whether you're going to try to throw them or not.
Oof. Yeah, that's
So it's just a little tricky to time because you do have to do everything pretty much as fast as possible. If you're too late, they're going to already be blocking the sword, so you can't throw them. And if you're too early, you're just going to end up PRCing before the sword even comes out. So it takes a little bit of practice, but it is very fun to do.
Yeah, no, that looks like a really strong mix-up. And then we got the last one.
So the last one is the mix-up that I do all the time. I love doing this mix-up. So it's going to be, if you can just block this, it's going to be doing something like this. So I'm just gonna show it first, and then I'll actually talk about what's happening here. So from this situation, you actually have a high-low 50-50. What we're doing here is we are tossing the sword, and then we're doing 5k, and then off of the 5k, we are jump canceling and then doing a blue Roman cancel. Normally, you can't do a blue Roman cancel if you're doing a move, but since you're jump canceling it, you're actually in a free state. And then we are drifting forward with the blue Roman cancel, that way we're near the opponent. So at this point, we're near the opponent, they're having to block the sword explosion, and now we have a free attempt to either go high or low, whatever we want to do. So the high option is going to be air dash back JK. This is an overhead, it's very fast, hard to block. And the low option will be simply just doing, you're just going to do 2k whenever you land. So just like this. So this is a true 50-50 if you're timing it properly. You can't react to it, you just have to guess whether she's going to do the air dash back JK, or whether she's going to do the empty low 2k. And you can combo off of this super easily because they're also still in the slowdown from the blue Roman cancel. So if you get hit overhead, so just keep crouching.
So let's keep crouching, yeah?
Yeah. So you can just combo off of that super easily.
What?
Yeah, that mix-up is super strong. Personally, I find that to be the best one to use, but it is definitely the hardest one to do because you have to jump cancel. You have to get the blue Roman cancel low enough, because if you blue Roman cancel too high, it actually ends up using your air dash, and if you use your air dash doing it, you can't do the air dash back anymore. So you have to do the jump cancel and get the blue Roman cancel low enough to the ground that you don't end up using your air dash.
That is absolutely
It takes some
crazy.
practice, but it's super cheap and it's super fun.
That is crazy. All right, cool. So what to do with your character, like their approach? What is the approach with the character? Like what are you meant to do?
Well, like I was saying earlier, like your main goal with this character really is to just kind of, outrange your character, box them out, and then start pushing them towards the corner, because she has quite possibly like some of the safest and strongest corner pressure in the game because of her sword toss. This is ultimately what you want to do with her, because mid-screen, while she does have very good normals, she has very good range, she has great movement speed even. A lot of people don't realize that, but she has above average movement speed despite having amazing normals. The thing is, she's actually not very rewarding mid-screen. Like I was showing with Daro, her main combo ender, it's just a resand, right? It's not even a knockdown or anything. She doesn't really convert super well from mid-screen. She doesn't get a lot of knockdowns from mid-screen. So she's kind of a weird character to play where you're not really rewarded until you get them to the corner. Once you get to the corner, your sword toss starts comboing, you get full conversions off of it, you have a plus unblock special move once you're in the corner. So she's kind of an interesting character in that regard, where she's strong mid-screen because of her neutral, but not because of her reward. So you need to get them to the corner to really show what the character is really capable of.
All right, so SQ, thank you very much for coming on the Teach Me episode. I really appreciate it. A lot of people recommended you to do RAM, and to get you one has been an honor. Can you tell us where people can find you on social media?
Yeah, I do stream over on twitch.tv/SQuirrel147. I stream consistently throughout the week, and I love helping people out. So if you wanted to stop by and ask me some questions about RAM or just Guilty Gear in general, I'd love that. Or if you just want to come out and hang, that's cool too. I'm also on Twitter at SQuirrel147. I have a YouTube channel as well, iSquirrel147. If you want to check me out all over there, I love hanging out with people and helping people, so feel free to ask me questions. I have a lot of helpful videos on my YouTube if you want to check those out for RAMLETHAL.
All right, wicked. Thank you very much. If you lot enjoyed this Teach Me episode, remember to subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section down below, and give a thumbs up on this video. We're going to be on to the next Teach Me episode of Guilty Gear Strive. Take it easy, everyone.